After a year of use, we're reviewing the Locus Gear Djedi 2-person ultralight tent. Hello there, everyone. I'm Jason. A spacious, 2-person, 4-season, freestanding dome tent, which weighs only 33 ounces or 936 grams. Not possible, right? Welcome to the Locus Gear Djedi, named from an ancient Egyptian tale about a magician of the same name. The tent is made from a combination of Dyneema and event fabrics. So is the Jedi magic? The tent is exceptionally weather resistant up to conditions beyond what most of us would encounter. Its hydrostatic head rating of greater than 15,000 millimeters H2O, meaning it could withstand the pressure of a 50-foot column of water before that water would push through the fabric, well, that's greater than tents that survive the high winds and extreme snow of Himalayan expeditions. But you still wouldn't want to take this tent up there. Why? Well, it's a 9mm DAC pole design. Those extreme bomb-proof tents are usually 4-pole and with 10mm poles. But it's as strong as we could want in a 2-pole tent. I ran a test one March day when 2 feet of heavy, wet snow fell. I let it sit overnight, no knocking the snow off, and the tent was thoroughly unharmed. In fact, my boys and I slept in it as the snowstorm faded off the next night. What makes the weather resistance all the more remarkable is the breathability. One of the problems with single-walled tents in the cold can be that water vapor we breathe out at night can't escape. It freezes on the walls of the tent overnight, frosting you and your equipment. That isn't nearly as much of an issue in the Jedi. A remarkable 50,000 grams of moisture vapor can pass through a square meter of fabric per 24 hours. That's up there with the highest performing alpine climbing shell jackets, which are trying to draw your sweat away while you work hard, moving uphill with a heart rate of 150 beats per minute. Compare that to the calm of your sleep, and you can see what I'm getting at. That takes us to livability. The Jedi is spacious for a 2-person freestanding tent. First, the peak height is 105 centimeters or 41 1/3 inches. That's on par with the old A-frame style tents and a good 2 inches higher than most dome tents. That extra height creates steep walls, which creates shoulder room for 2 people to sit up comfortably. The floor space is a bit larger than your typical 2-person dome as well. It's just shy of 3 meters squared or just over 32 square feet. Again, that's bigger, about 5 to 6 square feet or half a meter squared than the other dome tents. That's enough for me to get 3 20-inch wide or 51 centimeter wide sleeping pads in if I place them alternating head to toe. And I've done that quite a bit actually, heading into the backcountry with both of my twin boys. The tent lets in more than sufficient light, and it's very cheerful inside. And the fabric doesn't make that crinkling sound we normally associate with Dyneema composite fabric products. But it is minimalist if compared to other freestanding tents, and there are no stash pockets, which of course helps keep the weight down, but at the cost of organization. There's only a small venting flap at the top, and so you want to leave the door open to let in enough air. You can order the Jedi with or without an inner mesh door at the cost of about 2 ounces. And speaking of additions, you can get a Dyneema vestibule. That does require a trekking pole to set its peak. This creates another 7.5 square feet or 0.7 meters squared of space at the cost of 5.8 ounces or 165 grams. The Jedi is remarkably easy to set up in good conditions. It has an inner pole design. You simply seat the pole ends into the reinforced corners and then buckle the Velcro straps. But what about in difficult conditions? Well, inner pole designs force 2 things. First, that you get into the back of the tent. If you're wearing sharp things on your boots, you have to take them off before you set the tent up. That can be dangerous depending on your terrain. And second, that you obviously have to open the door, and anytime the tent is open before it gets lashed down, wind can play havoc with the tent. Also, while the Velcro straps are very easy to use, and I like not having to wrestle with the tension of clips, Velcro also catches on fabric. So on a cold day, if you're wearing liner gloves, that Velcro can pull the threads out of those gloves. It guides out from reinforced placements at each corner and the center of each wall and comes with 2mm reflective guy lines with adjusting line locks already attached. Each guy is secured to the tent at an elastic loop. That is to keep the tent from pulling on the non-stretching Dyneema fabric, but also limits the tension. So it does a good job of keeping the tent walls from flapping, but it's limited in providing support to the poles. As far as packability, it doesn't get much better on a freestanding tent. It rolls easier and will even fold after its roll, allowing me to pack it easily in my backpack. For unmatched protection at unmatched weight savings, you're going to pay for it. This is a specialist tent at a specialist price. Each Jedi is handmade in Japan. The reason is that the Dyneema composite fabric doesn't stretch and the tent has no seams except at the doors and the rain flap, so the tent must fit around the two poles perfectly. So for certain kinds of missions, where you need the convenience of a freestanding tent with exceptional weather protection and don't need to be bogged down with the weight that usually comes with those two characteristics, the Jedi excels. If you have big days that require your tent be exceptionally fast to set up, or unknown campsite conditions where freestanding is a must, or big vertical gains that require your tent be light and able to deal with harsh alpine conditions, the Jedi may indeed be magic. Thanks for coming to the end of this video. Please hit that like button to help us get the video out to more viewers. Please ring that bell and subscribe, and you can check out our website at shortguysbetaworks.com to find gear lists, all of our videos, and additional thoughts and information. Do you have a go-to tent for your adventures? Tell us about it in the comments. We'll see you next week, and keep on getting more out of that big outside.